Thank you for staying with Prime Edition. My name is Betty Kiptum. Let's get the latest in the world of business. Now, the National Treasury tabled a 4.14 trillion shillings draft 2024-2025 budget policy statement in Parliament, with members of the public given until 5 p.m. on Monday next week to present their views. During a forum with the Kenya Editors Guild, the National Democratic Institute raised concerns about the 704 billion shillings that is expected to be borrowed to finance the budget.
The proposed 2024-2025 budget, which is at 4.14 trillion shillings, represents an increase of 162 billion shillings on the 2023-2024 approved budget. The government projects to collect 3.44 trillion shillings, which is an increase of 365 billion shillings. However, this leaves a deficit of 703.9 billion shillings that is expected to be financed through a net domestic borrowing of 377.7 billion shillings and 326.1 billion shillings from external borrowing. The National Democratic Institute is concerned about Kenya's ability to repay the public debt.
It is never a good idea to use a more expensive loan to pay off the cheaper loan. It just means the burden is that much bigger. And that's exactly what the Eurobond transaction has done.
They want borrowed cash to be directed to income-generating activities that will make the country raise income.
What we are saying, when you say transformation, that you want to transform agriculture, by the way, that's a desirable goal. But obviously, it's not going to be enough just to provide subsidized fertilizer. That's not how you... well, that one action is not sufficient to transform agriculture. When you say you want to transform the MSME economy, just dwelling on the Hustler Fund is not enough.
The Institute is calling on the media to simplify the draft 2024-2025 budget and highlight it for members of the public to make informed contributions during the one-week window they have to forward their views.
As journalists, let's go outside there, get these documents, interrogate them, get experts like Nderitu here to break it down for us in very simple language, because the thing is that first and foremost, we are communicators, we are not the experts.
Alan Auko, Prime Edition.
And a close collaboration between the private sector and the government in addressing the funding gap faced by agriculture value chain as well as expansion of extension service are key to growing food productivity. Here is Nduta Mukami with the details.
Despite agriculture contributing a third to the economy, most of those in the value chain face funding challenges that policymakers believe could be unlocked through increased input from the private sector. This will be through collaborations between the government and private sector when channeling the funding.
The role of the private sector involvement cannot be overemphasized. It is therefore an opportune time for the delegates and policymakers who will be attending the FINAS conference to re-examine the existing infrastructure with a view to align the needs of the agricultural sector to the changing ecological and business landscape.
In addition, they want extension services stepped up through hiring of officers in all wards to advise farmers, as well as offer the vital information to grow agricultural productivity.
The base and the foundation, which is agriculture, should be oiled, wired. We tighten all the nuts and all the bolts to make sure that as we put it on the road, it works and it can go the longest journey.
The initiative comes ahead of a two-day forum-themed Financing Agriculture Sustainably Conference FINAS 2024, slated for next month, organized by the Ministry of Agriculture in partnership with Rutuba.
Sustainable financing agriculture cannot be complete without creating de-risking models that organize and prepare the various players to preempt, mitigate, or even remediate risk. And doing this through leveraging our vast pool of talent.
Nduta Mukami for Prime Edition.
Still on agriculture, Kenya can increase its annual food production and cut on the country's import bill by subsidizing mechanization of agriculture. Players say making solutions such as smart storage, tracking systems and climate-controlled warehouses more affordable can boost adoption, especially by smallholder farmers.
The 7th edition of the Africa Agri Expo in Nairobi has attracted various exhibitors showcasing solutions they believe will revolutionize agriculture and address food scarcity if adopted. Among the innovations is the use of drought-resistant seeds, drone sprayers.
Sprays about 40 acres an hour. As a farmer, you don't need to come near to pesticides like the traditional means. The drone does all the work for you, and it's also cheaper compared to tractor spraying and faster.
And hydroponics.
This is just one system you are seeing, but you can have multiples and you can multiply. And when you multiply, then you not only produce not only for your household, but also for the market.
This cold storage facility from India helps farmers set up and store their produce for up to 10 months and reduce the post-harvest losses by up to 98%.
Farmers, they are hard-working, but they are not getting the best price. Because of the harvesting time, at the time of harvesting, the prices are very low. So we are promoting our company and help the farmers to build a small storage.
Stakeholders in the sector say strategic interventions by the government to subsidize these technologies is key to promote value addition and stimulate economic growth for smallholder farmers.
We need to ensure farmers have access to drought and disease-tolerant technologies. We need to encourage private sector to innovate and bring to market products that buttress farmers on issues of climate.
These include agricultural mechanization, irrigation, agricultural finance solution, artificial intelligence for agriculture, crop protection, animal health, post-harvest technologies, and agricultural research services, among others.
Several exhibitors are also showcasing the need for adaptive strategies and climate-smart solutions in the face of changing weather patterns in the African continent. And the goal is to combine these technological advancements and policy initiatives that will foster a food-sufficient African continent. Trevor Ngendo for Prime Edition, Nairobi.
Now, Kilifi residents have raised concerns about the planned construction of a nuclear energy plant in the area, fearing the project is likely to negatively affect marine ecosystems that they rely on as a source of livelihood. This has prompted the Nuclear Power and Energy Agency to hold a sensitization forum for the local community to demystify the fears.
Kenya plans to kick off construction of 1,000 megawatts nuclear plant by 2027 in either Kilifi or Kwale counties amid concerns from residents about safe disposal of nuclear waste and in case there is an accident, as well as the effect of the nuclear plant on the marine ecosystem.
We look at history in terms of similar events that have happened in this world as far as nuclear power plant, you find that reports have clearly indicated that there was gross under insurance. The process of engagement as far as compensations is also not very clear.
Nuclear is all about safety, safety, safety. It's about safety culture because you can't postulate an occurrence of an incident or an occurrence of an accident in a nuclear power plant.
Anytime a country gets into investment in a nuclear power plant, it is an international requirement to establish what we call a nuclear liability regime. And these are required to provide for compensation, civil compensation in case of any nuclear accident or incident.
A detailed scientific and engineering study of both sites in Kilifi and Kwale counties is underway.
We are looking at possibilities of accessing the land. Once that land is accessed, then we shall be able to start the study that will then confirm the site so that we can start our program in earnest.
There are so many programs we have lined up for Kilifi County. Check, for example, the industrial park in Mariagani. Yeah, we want to do a very big industry in Mariagani. There are so many investors who have come in na wanatuuliza kwamba mko na stima ya kutosha.
In Africa, nuclear plants are in operation in South Africa and 3 are under construction in Egypt.
There are 413 nuclear reactors producing about 370 gigawatts, which makes about 10% of electricity produced worldwide. Now, with Kenya joining the list of countries that are planning to commission a nuclear power plant, the target is to have 870 gigawatts by 2050. Wairi Mujenga from Kilifi County.
Thank you, Wairi Munjenga, for that report. And that brings us to a close of business news this evening. Sports news is coming up with Wahome Daniel. Do stay with Channel 1. My name is Betty Kiptum. Good night.
Sisi ya kungoja kwenye star 570 hash kuna ploti na ni up to 1.1 million Kenyan shillings with a genuine title deed na inakungoja star 570 hash ukana shake.
Music lovers made way to the Ngong Racecourse where the Gordon's Fanfare and Coupled Edition was happening. Prisma was the only artist of the night, and backed by the talented Jukebox, he made sure that wasn't the case as he brought out Bensoul, A Roche and Mutoria.
Music is in me. I never knew that it was in me, really, because my dad was a DJ, and he used to mix a lot of African or folk music, traditional music. I think subconsciously I picked it up, really without knowing. So when I joined vocal and then I had people playing almost the same music, I was like, this is really something that I would love to do.
以后我蹲地啊！
这个战区制定了一个新的计划。
想出哪个了？
参加科学边界聚会的人很多，他们真正感兴趣的就那么几个人。
我现在有一个大胆的假设，跟科学边界接触的人有两种结局，一种像你表面这样。
我希望你们能不能放一放手头的科学研究，接受我们的保护。
描述一下你看到的东西。描述不了，全是话。时间的尽头。